One, two, three. Hi.
Welcome. We don't get the hi over here.
I know, definitely.
Sorry.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Be Uplifted.
I still freeze because I'm like, babes, be uplifted. I know what I'm talking about, guys. I promise. Yes, just like Lonnie said, welcome. We are so excited for this episode. We have some fun discussion in store for you guys.
We sure do. And of course, we have
at the singles table. It's myself and our special guest,
Rachelle. Hey. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, and if you guys have been following us on Twitch, she was ChelleBaby in the chat. So shout out to Chelle right here.
Live and in person.
Yes.
Hey.
I've been so excited to have her on because not only is she an amazing person, she's one of my favorite people in the entire world. She's my aunt, but I say she's my cousin. Because
I mean, they like
you old as fuck.
I know. I'm so old. No, okay, well, go ahead.
No, we're actually like a good amount.
We're a good amount of years.
Like apart.
Yeah.
You just look good. She's like, I'm just snatched, honey. It's okay. Yeah. How old are you? If you don't mind me asking online.
I'm 32.
Yes.
So yes. So
you look good.
Thanks. So we have a good years apart from each other.
For sure. So not only is she a freaking amazing person, she's a single mom. So any qualified motherfuckers.
Oh my God.
Qualified. Okay.
Hit her up.
Yo. By the way, fellas, I got you because their definition of qualified motherfuckers is not the same as what they really want to meet.
No, it's not like your qualified is probably a little bit different than mine.
So if you got an 8-inch dick, no, just kidding.
We did talk about minimum in the last couple episodes.
So basically, what they're telling you is only 3% of the men that you'll ever meet qualify for that.
Is that a true fact? 8%, 3?
Well, if you
I mean, 8 inches, 3%.
No, I'm saying if you put in all the logistics, like the money that they make plus the whatever, you probably get 4% of the men in this world
meet all those standards.
Yeah.
Okay.
So technically, everyone's settling to a degree.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, back to reel us back in.
But yeah, so thank you so much, Chelle, for tuning in and being a big supporter for us and being a guest.
Of course. I'm excited.
I'm so excited that you're here. I appreciate you so much. And like you said, her presence and just always showing us love in the chat and always having like fun answers in the chat. That's why I was so excited to have her here.
Yeah. So let's introduce the topic today. The topic is dating
as a single parent. Yes.
Wow. That's this table over here, guys.
That's deep.
This table.
I hear some hating going on. Just kidding.
Like, hey.
Okay, Chelle. So let's talk about you a little bit. You're single with how many kids?
So I'm single with 2 daughters, 11 and 7.
Ooh, that's a fun age.
So yeah, I have like a middle schooler and I have an elementary kid, and
both girls.
Both girls.
They're so opposite though. I have like the oldest one, she's like super complete girly girl, and then the other one, she's just straight up like that bitch will tackle me.
Yeah.
She's so different.
It's so funny because that's how my daughters are too. I have 4, and
you have 2 girls.
Yeah, 2 girls and 2 boys, but I have 4 kids. But people used to tell me that like, your kids truly are like little tiny humans, which obviously they are, but like in the sense of it doesn't matter how similar you raise them or whatever, their personality is going to shine through no matter what. And I'm sure that you can attest to that with these 2 girls because I'm like, damn, they're so fucking different. Like my kids, so you too.
No, yeah. I always tell everybody, I'm like, I had Alana, the oldest. I was like, I had her when I was like, oh, I don't know where the heck I'm going through with life. And so I was like, no, she saved me. She's like my angel. And I was like, this is easy. I can have another kid. I think I can do this. And then Haley came and I was like, oh, hell no.
I relate to that too. That's crazy.
I'm done. No more kids. Like birth control all the way.
Or pulling out.
Exactly.
50% guaranteed.
Yes. So, and Queer Rich, of course, you guys know he has a daughter as well.
How old is your daughter, Queer Rich?
I am done. My daughter's 18 years old.
Oh, so you could If you wanted to, but we don't do that to our kids.
We don't do that.
Yeah.
So like the perspectives of like dating as a single parent, it's so much easier because my daughter's 18.
Oh.
So you don't got to worry about like babysitters and feeling like you're leaving your kid and things like that.
Right. And it's, you know, for guys, I'm gonna start it off. For guys, having kids is already like what do you call that? It's like a negative.
A red flag.
Not a red flag, but most of the time when you meet girls, they don't want to deal with a guy that has kids.
That's true. I've met a lot of women say that. Like, I would never date a guy that has kids.
Yeah, but because it was harder when she was younger, but now that she's older, it's so much easier. 18, they're kind of out of the house, out of the way. They don't get in the way of the relationship.
That's
true.
So, yeah.
I also feel that because of the age, that you have to accept that you're probably going to meet someone with kids at our age if you're single. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's not hundreds of peoples of pickings of just like plain single guys without and women without children at our age, so yeah.
I do have a big issue with that too, though.
What
like, okay, so
you don't like women with kids?
No.
Whoa.
Listen. No, okay, so maybe it's just me. It's all mental games, right? So here, most of the girls.
So you like to play games? I'm just kidding.
Most of the girls that I meet at my age, they have more. No offense. They have more than 2 kids actually. You start getting like the 3 or 4, right?
Right.
So here I am. Like my daughter's, let's say 12.
Okay.
And this girl I started meeting, I start kind of talking to. She has 4 kids. So if we hit it off, how many kids do we have now? 5.
Yeah.
Then you guys get married or whatever.
And you want to have the one.
Then you have
between
one.
two.
So now it's 6. Then you have the accident baby. So now it's 7. You know what I'm saying? Like
you are just catastrophizing in your head.
That's really
but that happens though.
That's the mind games that fuck me over though. Like I'm not saying.
At least you're being honest, right? That's true. I'm sure a
I'm
lot
thinking,
of guys think that way.
I'm thinking like my wallet. Because my job,
My wallet.
The truth comes out, guys.
No, because
can I switch seats?
She's all, I feel attacked, guys.
no, because remember what I think a couple episodes ago I talked about how like the men's role is to provide,
Right?
right. So when you're sitting there and you want to provide, now you're carrying like a bigger load, and I don't think that myself right now can even accomplish that.
Well, I think that's thoughtful of you to consider. Like, I can't even be what I need to be for these children, so I don't even want to go there.
Yeah. But it's also unfair though, because stupid me. I like to.
He likes to shoot it in.
No, I like to post that shit on like Facebook, and I forget like I have so many friends and family members that are single parents.
Oh,
Like also the one time I was like, yeah, all you Filipinas with your foreign husbands look like maids, and I forget that my aunties are.
and like, are you talking shit?
Yeah, like what else?
Do you talk to like, okay, so if you go on dates and you have like you meet somebody and they have kids, do you guys have that conversation off the bat?
Oh, I was going to ask that too. That's a good question.
I do.
I don't.
So that's the problem. So I would rather
know right away.
Yeah.
I would rather know right away, but I've told Lonnie all the time, like, I don't want any more kids. Like, I'm done. And so I wouldn't mind dating somebody that already had their own kids because I don't want any more.
But you dead set on that, though. You meet the right guy, you're going to like,
exactly.
Man, you want to populate.
So when I meet
That's
people,
true.
that's like one of my, I'm done. Like, I can't. Because if I meet somebody who doesn't have kids,
then they're going to want to.
They're going to want kids. And I've gone on multiple dates where they're like, hey, like, I see like something coming, like going like into this. I see like,
He's all, yeah, we do.
Like, they'll be like second date in. They'll be like, I see a future with you. And I'm like, I don't. And like in my head, I'm just like, don't you want kids? And they're like, yeah. And I think I told Lonnie one time, I went on a date. Yeah. I went on a date and I'm not mean, but I tell them straight up, I'm like, hey, do you want kids? And they're just like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't want any more kids.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, well, you can change your mind. And I'm like, well, you can go.
But that's different, though. Like, if they already have kids, it's easier for them to go, yeah, okay, I can handle that. But if they don't.
It's harder.
Yeah, because they want that lifestyle, that fairy tale that theirs, so that makes sense.
Yeah, so then it seems like now it's like that's a requirement in a way too. It seems like, at least from what I know of you, is that you're gonna have to date somebody who has a kid,
Exactly.
or is like their shit don't work and you can't make it.
Exactly.
Oh, that sounds like an ideal situation.
Yeah.
Someone with a broken dick but working. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
who could still get it up but can't
Yeah.
shoot.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That one.
Yeah, exactly. And I've dated one of those before.
Oh, elaborate.
And then what happened?
It was easy. You didn't have to worry about.
But it didn't work out.
No, it didn't work out.
She said no.
There's other things that I look for now that I'm like, okay.
Or she can get a clickety clackety.
She knows about my clickety clack. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so now saying that, like, what are some things, I guess, for both of you, that you look for in a partner?
They have their own kids.
Yeah. Well, besides that, or that you think about because you have kids.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. So in regards to single parenting dating, what are some requirements?
I feel like I would need to be with somebody that's capable of taking care of themselves along with, you know what I mean? Because you can tell if they're a single parent and they're involved in their child's life, then like being with somebody and then they're just like,
The kid's just there.
The kids are with the mom, like this and that.
So you want someone that is involved with their children?
But I get that they can be like, I know that sometimes the situation is a little bit different where they don't get to see their kids a lot, but you can totally tell whether they're with their kids a lot or they're not, that they're involved either way.
Right,
you
I
know?
agree with that. You can definitely tell off the bat when you meet a dude if he's like invested in his kid or not. You know, even simply by the way they talk about their kids sometimes. You know, yeah.
I wouldn't know, but
I'm sure you can tell though when you meet a dude and you're like, oh, he sounds like he loves his kid, and a dude that's like, yeah, you know, they with their mama, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
what about you, Kuya? Do you have any like pre-requirements, like you have to fucking get along with my daughter, kind of a thing, or anything like that?
I was going to say something smart, but never mind. I'm going to let you have the floor.
I'm probably gonna say the exact same thing, right? Like guys, I don't think guys work in that emotion method. Like I'm looking for looks and I'm looking for TNA.
I love how honest he is, though,
Yeah.
about the guy's perspective, because I feel like you say a lot of things that dudes are thinking, but they don't want to sound
Say
fucked
it.
up, you know?
Yeah.
But I really think, I agree with that. I believe that they don't function in emotion.
I mean, like I don't go to the bar and I don't like I guess sometimes with women it's like you know they have like this facade of like I need like the protector, I need somebody like girls don't date guys simply on maybes. Right?
That's true.
They give them a chance based on maybes, but they don't necessarily like move forward.
Pursue.
That's actually very true.
For guys though, I just want I'm attracted to the looks, I'm attracted to the thing, and then eventually I'll find out whether or not it works out. If it doesn't, then you just
So in the beginning stages, it's just all on the outside, like, to be honest.
You're more of like the type of person that's just like, dang, did you make my dick hard?
no.
Like, cool, because you're the one.
No, I think that I'm attracted to
Even the personality kind of a thing.
yeah the whole like the looks first, and then you approach with the personality, and then it moves forward. But I'm not saying like I'm looking for whether or not they're attentive to their kids or anything like that. I mean, I just don't.
Basically,
Oh, okay,
that's
that
not
makes
even
sense.
a thought within the first few meetings of a person. You don't go into like, I wonder if that girl is attentive to her kids. Like, that's not how you function, basically.
Yeah,
I get that.
I don't know how how many dates it takes for girls to notice, because I say the first month you're not going to notice whether or not the guy is even attentive to their kids. Because you'd be so lost in this in that infatuation. You're not looking. You're honestly not looking at whether or not he is attentive. to
You're
his
not
kids.
looking. We're looking.
Yeah.
But it sounds like,
Are you serious? You guys find that? Because I don't. I personally don't.
Yeah.
I don't see. I'm just lost in it.
Even me personally, even if I'm just going to, like, in the short time that I was like single dating, right, like with my daughter, even if it was just to have fun, like I wasn't trying to marry this dude, but I would still, I'm trying to fuck a dude that like is in my standards. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So maybe I'm not like, oh my God, I want to meet his kids and spend the life with him, but I'm definitely like, ew, that guy's a fucking piece of shit. I'm not fucking him,
Exactly.
you know? Like, so it's kind of like in between, me personally. How about you?
No, it's the same thing for me. Like, I can't just be dating like somebody that just doesn't have their shit together. Like,
Yeah.
if I meet you and you're over here like, oh, hey, like, I don't have really that much money, but I want to take you out on a date. And I'm like, bro,
gonna
hold
pay?
on. Yeah, like, can you get your, no, like, if
Yeah.
you're going to take a girl on a date or you're going to try to be in a relationship, at least be able to financially be taking
take
care
me
of
on a
yourself.
date. Yeah.
Right.
Like, I don't even care if you want to take me on a date. Like, I don't mind even splitting half of it. But, like, if you're going to sit here and try to be like, oh.
Be a sugar dad or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
Maybe
like,
the
don't
sugar
be trying to
mama.
be like, oh, yeah, like, hey, I got lots of money. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, hey, I got no money like that. I technically,
front,
I live
yeah.
it, yeah. Like, don't front it.
So the interesting question is to Ari. It's like, so you, or you guys all together, I mean, you females, is that you said that you would actually, like, you're not trying to sleep with a guy, right? Like that has these whatever bad qualities. How long does it take for a guy to sleep with you?
It depends on the guy.
Yeah,
Like,
okay, exactly.
I'd be lying if I didn't say I
Like-
didn't sleep
like-
with a dude on the first day. I've done that, you know?
Okay, let me put it in this perspective too. Okay, I don't have kids, but I did talk to someone who did have a kid or who does have a kid a long time ago, and I like how you said I want to see how he treats his kid because I feel like that's a reflection on how he would treat me.
Yeah, exactly. That part too.
So
So here's the thing. Here's the thing though for me is like if I go on a date with a girl and it's like the 4th date and we haven't slept together, I'm not paying much attention after.
Yeah.
But then that means you're just not, like, then obviously your goals or, like, your
Different.
Your
No, but I'm saying like what is the goal? What is her goal to hold off for that long? Like would you go 2 months?
okay, but for instance,
You know
okay,
why? Because
say-
I think. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, for instance, say you met a female, right? Like back in the old days, there's a lot of female that had like chastity belts and stuff. So they weren't. They were like, hey, I'm gonna wait till marriage. So like, if you met a female and you were like, dang, she's attractive and she's smart and she's everything I want and she's just amazing, but she's a virgin. You're telling me that you wouldn't wait if she was like the perfect one for you?
I don't meet too many 40-year-old virgins.
Hey, you never
mean,
know. I'm
I
just
know a
saying.
couple. It's weird, but I know them.
But like, right? Wouldn't you?
I mean, I guess there's different criteria as everything, but I'm saying like in general though, I'm not waiting.
I think
Like-
girls have that because, and you girls, obviously, you can correct me if I'm wrong. This is just a general theory. Is I feel like because girls are sexualized so much and there's so many stories of dudes fucking dipping out after they get the punan, you know, or fucking not getting it and telling their dudes like this girl's a hoe and like that we're more careful because of the repercussions of having sex, you know, but it doesn't mean we ain't wanting it. Like I'm a very sexual person. I want that shit all the time. You know what I mean?
No,
but
say that.
same.
right but like there's just like this wall that's kind of up because you've been burned, you've heard of burns, whereas like obviously guys have that whole like they have a expectation like with what Vince always talks about, you know, guys have these big expectations that they have to fit into, but I don't feel like you get burned that deeply like
How we do.
you just have to wait longer, but you don't get these burns, you know, instant burns all the time.
But there's a lot of guys. Well, for me, that's also part of my trauma too. Is I don't want to get led on and just and just
that's true.
and just
That's
be like strung along because any girl wants to go on any date with a guy.
a
if
lot
he's
of girls
asking.
do string guys along.
Okay,
That's
but
true.
that's the same thing with guys too. Like you get some like manipulators that be like, oh, hey.
Narcissistic.
Yeah. See, I like technically on my end, I don't like fuck on the first date, but I take like I can go on like a million dates and not fuck that person. But that's more because I'm scared of like nowadays people be having stuff. and
Yeah, that
I'm just
too.
like I am so scared to catch something. Like nowadays,
Hey.
it's so easy.
There's always penicillin.
This one.
Okay, I'm allergic to that.
She's allergic.
I'm
for sure.
allergic to that.
Oh, I got.
That ain't gonna save me.
He's like, I got something else. I got something else.
So you can't eat eggs either.
Dude, I fucking love this because if you guys caught on our Twitch stream quite some time, I was the only girl, so I fucking love this because Queer Rich loves to fucking get at me, and now we can get him back.
Oh, that's true. There's a couple when I'm
So-
like, Lonnie, I'm coming back soon. I got you.
Right?
But yeah, I mean, okay, so was there anything else you wanted to add to that?
I just feel like I'm a very transparent person now. I think nowadays people need that reassurance or transparency because of the situations that they've had with their like past dating life or their like the dudes that they've dated before. I'm so sorry.
You guys, I don't. Let me. What you don't know is happening in the background. Like I don't know if you saw Chell make a face or me make a face, but Vince just like crawled to the side here behind this like divider, and he's like posing and smiling, and I was like, holy shit, there's a person right there.
I'm so sorry because I was like, he threw me off, and I was like, oh my god.
And then I was wondering what you were looking at, so I look over and I'm like, oh shit, he's right there. Okay, sorry, continue.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, I feel like nowadays people need to be transparent, and I think a lot of times people don't want to say that because they're scared of the word no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's also because I'm so much older. Like I don't have time for games. So like it's like if I don't get that connection and I don't feel that bond, I'm checking out.
That's what I was gonna say too. Was that I think in this case specifically talking about dating as a single parent, that also entails a lot of bullshit you've been through in your last relationship. You know what I mean? You're obviously a single parent for a reason because some fucked up shit didn't work out with the person that you had these children with. Like, obviously that has to be pretty big, right? For you not to stay with someone that you created life with. So the next relationships moving forward, like you said, you fucking are like, I don't got time for this shit, you know? Like, and then you have walls up. That's I mean, that's just the way I feel, like why it's complicated, you know?
Yeah, I have some trauma. I ain't gonna lie. I have some trauma.
We all got trauma in the circle, you know?
That's why we fit all together. But that's why I'm just kind of like, at this point nowadays, like, I'm telling you, my dating life is dry. It's just because I'm supposedly picky. But then Kaylani tends to tell me, she's like, no, you self-sabotage. And I'm like, it's not.
I be seeing that shit though.
Okay,
I be seeing, not like with you, but I think that's very common. I actually was teasing a couple of my friends recently because there was this like scene of this girl self-sabotaging, and I was like, oh yeah, you bitches do that. You know, and they're like, shut up. And I'm like, no, I think we've all as women have done that at some point. Just
for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
So my next question, going into what you just said then, is as single parents, what do you think are your biggest challenges dating right now? In this day and age, this part of your life, what are some of your biggest challenges dating as a single parent?
Do you want to go first?
I don't really. I mean, my daughter's 18, so I don't really have my challenges are I don't have enough time to go out.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have any challenges other than.
Or how about like challenges within the people the choices that of dating? Like, is it because it's hard to meet people, or is bitches low quality now?
No, I think it's also because of my age. A lot of the women that I meet have a different perspective. Like I'm still on podcasts. You know, I still have a YouTube channel.
We have like a young soul, I feel.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
And so it's so much harder to be like, well, what do you do? Well, I'm on a podcast, I'm a YouTuber, and I do this. And then they're not going to take you seriously because their mindsets are different. Mm-hmm. When you meet women that are in their 40s, 45 and up, they're thinking like, you know,
you're a doctor in military. Like,
yeah, you know, like I get half of that, but I'm saying,
right.
You know, you're not. Sometimes it's like maybe it's my own self-sabotage, maybe by not even trying. But sometimes you look at profile pics and you look at, you know, their description on the apps, and I'm pretty sure we're going to cover.
Oh yeah, that's
and you know, like, oh, that's not going to work because we're just on totally polar opposites. Like
different worlds.
She's more on like this person's more like on the like, you know, let's like. I don't know, like
she's down to fuck.
No. Look, I'm like
this person likes to go to the casino and eat and you're like, I do podcasts and I'm fucking cool.
Like, where it's like, you know, like it's still the same like stigma that you ran into your parents. Oh, that's not a real job.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So they're looking at like stability a different way than I would.
Right. Okay. Everybody's perspective is different, and yeah, I agree that. And when you start getting into the older ages, they're like, "That's not a real job. Like, that's not stable."
All right, and you're right because I'm guilty of that. Like, I'm guilty of when I go on. I'm looking like at that stuff, but I'm not judgmental. Like, I'm open to it because a lot of people have hobbies. You know what I mean? Not saying this is
not a hobby, damn it.
End podcast.
And scene.
No, but like, I mean, like, you know, side hustle or like a second job or like a job like this, you know what I mean? I'm very open about it, but you're right. There's certain.
I think that goes along with the stability, right? And the protection thing that you were talking about. You want to know that you're fucking about to pick up an extra kid with this guy, you know, like supporting some dude.
Shit.
Well, I mean, being the girls of my age, we're like hitting menopause at this point. So we're not having any more kids.
Do you tend to date younger because of the lifestyle that you live? And do you think that's why you hear a lot about older men dating younger because of that kind of situation?
I think for me, like I do meet a lot of younger girls, but then sometimes it's just like the age difference. It's just not there also because I'm here to have fun, but I'm not here to have fun irresponsibly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I always tell my daughter, when I tell you I don't have money, it's not that I don't have money. I just don't have the money to spend on something irresponsibly. And there's money in the bank.
Yeah.
But when I tell you I'm broke, it's because I don't have this allocated amount to spend on just whatever.
Like your bullshit money.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. And that's just it. When you meet girls that are younger, they just want to like, I don't want to club every night.
Yeah. I feel that.
I'll go to the club, but but I'm not going to do it every other night.
Yeah. It's not going to be a lifestyle because you're past that.
Yeah.
I get that.
All right, guys. So for those who are on YouTube, let's go ahead and help Queer Rich out right now. What's the age gap that you're wanting to date?
So give us your age gap.
Give us your age gap.
Tell us a little bit about what would be on your Tinder profile wants in the future woman that you're dating.
So my age gap is normally 30 to 45.
Okay.
That's a good gap.
That's a good gap.
That's a good gap because it covers a lot.
Yeah. And it's still not gross. You're
Yeah.
not too young. You're not like...
No, I don't think I can date anybody younger than that.
Yeah.
That's
why I say it's good.
Then when you start thinking about it, like I graduated high school and I could be your parent.
God. Oh,
yeah.
God.
Man, when you start saying shit like that, yeah.
It kind of like throws me off.
Okay, so what else, Queer Rich? So we're trying to help you out. Come on.
Do you have a
guys-
race that you prefer?
Yeah.
Tall, short? Do you like thick girls? Do you like thin, athletic girls? What
Do
you
want
looking
with
for?
straight hair, curly hair?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't know. I mean,
You want to taste all the rainbow?
yeah, race has nothing to do with it. Like I think a beautiful woman's a beautiful woman.
But every dude has a type. Like maybe not
Yeah.
race wise, but like a lot of guys are like, I like thick girls. And some guys are like, I don't like thick girls. I like tall, skinny girls with small
Really
boobs.
petite,
Yeah,
yeah.
really petite.
Or you want all kinds.
Do you like tits?
Yes,
Are you an ass man?
not really.
So you're more of a tits man than an ass
yeah.
man. Oh, okay, that's interesting.
I didn't know that.
Because you know why? Because when I take pictures, you don't take pictures from the back. No one ever sees it.
I mean, some of the posts.
Wait,
It-
because
it-
that's probably because the females don't have ass.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it's more.
we
of
need
a-
to send him a picture.
I
Check
think,
our OnlyFans.
We'll change his mind real quick. No, just kidding.
I think it's more of like a trophy kind of like mentality where when you take a photo, you want somebody to see how beautiful your partner is, and they don't really see the ass,
Okay, I
but
see
they
what
see
you're
the
saying.
boob. But I've always been a boob man ever since I was younger.
Okay. So do you want someone who's like more artistic? Do you want someone who's
Definite.
more athletic, outdoorsy? Like I'm trying to check off all these boxes. So if you qualify for any of these, hit him up down below. You see the description. Hit him up on his IG.
No, I here's the thing. I do so many things.
Do you like outdoorsy?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just do a quick
Okay.
checklist. Yes, no.
Yeah.
Outdoorsy.
Yes.
Sporty.
Yes.
Go out to eat or stay home and cook.
Yes.
Which one? Go out both. Or
I'd rather stay home
okay.
and eat.
And cook.
Yes, much more intimate.
Okay.
Okay, artistic.
Yes.
Do they have to be like tech savvy? Because you're tech savvy?
No, that's what I'm there for.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Family oriented.
Oh, very, because we're Filipino. So basically, like if I had to pick, it'd be Filipino. Like
Okay.
like your main preference Filipino, and then some sort of Asian.
Just because there's that understanding
Yeah.
with family. I get that.
But that also my ex, my baby mama, she was the first Filipino girl I ever dated.
I remember you mentioning that. Was that why? Did it draw you that it was going to be quote unquote easier?
I thought it was going to be easier.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I grew up with my friends in East LA, so I dated Mexican girls or white girls.
Okay.
So that was just out of not necessarily out of convenience. Well, it is.
It's convenient.
You know what? Every Asian dude that I'm friends with, like close with, even Akrai, like my husband, they all love Mexican girls. Mexican or Asian girls. I'm like,
mean,
you got
you know
both. This bitch right here. No.
I'm taken.
She's like, no.
No, I think it's it's so much of the same. Okay, let me put it. It's so much of the same family orientation. It just when I'm hanging around with my Hispanic or Mexican friends, there's not a lot of that Asian expectation.
Yeah, I feel that. Okay, I get that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I'm not. They don't really look at it like from like the pressures of being Asian. So you're kind of getting the best of both worlds, but not necessarily
That pressure.
that pressure.
It is a lot of pressure. That Asian pressure for sure. All right, everyone. So we're going to take a moment right now to pay some bills. We have to, of course, mention our very own sponsor, our very special own sponsor, Mikey's Meals. And I'm going to pass it over to my beautiful co-host right here. She's going to give you the deets on that.
Yes, so if you're in the San Diego area and you're looking for a meal prep company, Mikey's Meals is where it's at. So go ahead and visit his website at mikeysmeals.com and use our code TheBabes10 for 10% off your first order.
That's 10% off your first order.
Whoop, whoop. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. Now, going on to our episode. Right. Okay, let's rewind it a little bit now. Rachelle, what are some hardships that you had to go through dating as a single mom?
Oh, dang. I feel like there's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, especially since your kids are so young.
Okay, so my thing, too, is I feel like there's times when I go on dates and I'm like, I will self-sabotage myself and I'll be like, oh, dang, I got baggage. You know what I mean? But not like saying my kids are baggage. I just feel like, for instance, like,
Can this person really handle everything?
everything that's going on in my life personally. And then, the father of my children, I'm like, oh, can they handle that?
Yeah.
Because, for instance, like me and the father of my children, like, we're finally co-parenting. But obviously there's some tweaks and stuff that we both have to work on. But it's just kind of one of those things, like when if I'm dating and I'm going out, I'm just like, dang, like, how would you handle that? Because there's some dudes that are not okay with being able to handle, oh, hey, she has, we have to deal with the father of her children. And I think it'd be vice versa. Like, I don't think if he was to start dating and he met somebody, there's some females that don't even want to deal with the baby mama.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, especially since, I feel like I'm chill. Like, if he was to date somebody, I'd be like, hey, and I'd be like, as long as you're good with my kids, like, we're good. But, it could be an opposite. Yeah. So I think that's a hardship because I just feel like sometimes I consider myself to feel like I have baggage, but then I think I psych myself out on that. And I'm like, you know what? No, I think I'm capable of handling my own. But that is a hardship that I have to work on,
Yeah. So how does this self-sabotage look like? I mean, is it just as soon as you get all those thoughts, you just ghost everybody like Ari?
Shut the fuck up.
I tend to nitpick. Oh. So I'll be like, oh, Lonnie, I went on a date. And she'll be like, oh, how did it go? And I'm like, oh, it was great. And then
you're like, bitch. And I'm like, tell me what the fuck happened.
She's like, where? And she was, I watched your location. And then she'll be like, bitch, you didn't get home till like 11. I waited. I'm like, oh my God. So we'll go into this conversation, whatever. And she'll be like, okay. And then like 2 days later, she was like, how's it going? I'm like, oh, I didn't tell you. And she's like, what? I'm like, I didn't like this and this. And she'd be like, what? She goes, oh my God. You're freaking nitpicking. She's like, no, you're self-sabotaging. I'm like, no. I'm like, no, I wouldn't want to deal with it. And it's like something super small. Yeah. Like,
no, but what do you do though? You're saying like you just tell the guy, yeah. See?
But
I told you ghosting.
Wait. But it's a different type of ghosting. Like it's not full on like, oh hey, I'm like you're never gonna hear from me again. It's more of like depending on the person.
Yeah, that's
But like
true.
if you're like a weirdo, then I'm just like but like you won't hear from me ever again. But there's slight. It's like a level. So I start to like
talk to them a little bit less.
Yes, there's definitely levels to some of the ghosting.
Yeah, so you talk to them a little bit less, and then it's like starts to be like one word, okay, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, sorry, I'm busy.
Yeah.
And then it's to the point where like you just don't hear from me after that.
And see, that's my same logic. At that point, I'm checking out because I don't need to continuously chase you.
But I don't mean to like. I even tell
that's
her,
kind of our way to tell you don't chase us by ghosting you.
But I even tell Lonnie too. I'm like, sometimes I don't even realize like I'm checked out or like I'm ghosting you because I'm just part of me just kind of like, okay, well I have other priorities. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get that,
and you're not one of them. So obviously you can't keep my attention span going. So I really don't have the time for it.
Yeah. And okay, I don't know how to say this without making it sound bad. So like don't fucking jump on me. But like Rachelle, like you have to keep her on her toes. And she like if you don't, like her fucking activity level with you is going down.
On her toes, as in like she gets bored easily with a dude. Okay,
yeah, but
And
in
it
a
sounds
good
really bad, but it's yeah.
And that
it's
ride
okay.
said Magic Bond because it's really short. So
yeah, but I mean, I think that's a good way for her to eliminate like who's willing to put up that work, and she's willing to put in that work too, as long as you can keep up on her toes and keep her in check respectfully, you know. So yeah, I mean, it's just funny though, because sometimes she'd be calling me and she's like, girl, I'm like, ooh, what's the red flag? And then she tells me and I'm like, dude, those are some things that are not that bad. But then I'm trying to understand it from she has my 2 beautiful godchildren, you know, so I get it. But then there's this some, you know, where I'm like, girl, dude, he's a really good guy. Like, he seems like he could be really cool. But then she's like, nah. She just, where she's at, I just know, like, it's just not ready yet.
Yeah.
I feel like when we talk about the challenges of dating as a single parent, like, I think what you're doing is actually completely normal, because at the end of the day, you have to consider that it's not just you. These little humans are going to be affected in some way too.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
probably why we're more nitpicky, like you said, you know, because it's like, okay, what if I get involved with this dude and then it doesn't work out? Like, my kids lose a whole nother fucking person in their life that they opened their hearts to, you know?
That's
Yeah.
exactly the point. Like, I've gone on dates where I think it was one person. So I got close to one person and he was around my kids. And I was like, oh, this is working out. Like, this is going somewhere. And I'm just like, hey. And then all of a sudden, just boom, like douchebag central. And he just did me dirty. And
Yeah.
it's like, how do you just walk away from that? And then you end up not hurting me, you're hurting my kids.
Right.
Because now they're just kind of looking for you and you're just kind of like, you don't even want to say bye. And It's
Right.
just like, we're having issues. So I think that's also like a hardship too, because I don't want to have to feel like, I don't want to see my kids have to, it hurts me in general. To
Well,
see
and they
my
already
kids
hurt
hurting, you know
from
what I mean?
from the parent, you know? So it's like
Exactly.
another, chuck that
So
onto
I'm-
the list, you
yeah,
know?
so I'm very careful. Like, I don't, like, if I meet somebody, I'm not introducing them to my kids right away, especially because they're so young. They get attached easily.
Right.
Kids do that.
Right.
So I don't introduce them. And sometimes there's guys that are like, I'm a great guy. Like, I'm ready to meet your kids. I'm like, dude, this is like the second date. Like, stop.
Like, relax.
yeah, whenever guy says that, that's stupid. Fucking stupid.
Red
That's
flag.
fucking
But
stupid.
and that's a red flag. So
Red
I'm just
flag.
like, peace out. I'm done.
But
Yeah.
is marriage ever an option? I mean, do you look forward to that, or is that like the main, like, well, how would they call it? Is that
Is that an end
goal.
goal ever?
It is. I think when I meet the right person, I do want to get married one day. I've never been married. So I do want to get married one day. I just feel like I don't want to be that person that gets married for all the wrong reasons.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Queer Rich, did you ever have your daughter meet any of the people that you dated?
no,
Okay.
never.
I just wonder that because I meet a lot of men that say that they especially don't bring people around their kids because, like, it's like what we were talking about earlier. There's less emotion on their end, so they're just kind
Yeah.
of like, "This is just some girl I'm dating right now," you know?
I just think that I didn't want it to be a bad example for her because I'm not perfect, right? And as I told you guys, I'm not really looking to settle down. I mean, it could be an end goal, but it might not. I just don't know.
You're kind of just going with the flow right
I'm
now.
going with the flow, and I don't want her to ever think that it's okay for a guy to treat her that way.
To just kind of be wishy washy with her. That makes sense.
And,
yeah.
and you know, I guess some people would say like, yeah, that's kind of like hypocritical of you, but they'd be lying if they said that their relationships with whoever they're with is perfect.
right.
You know, if I have the ability to not have my daughter see it, so be it. There
That's
it
you
is.
being a good parent.
And that's on your personal time. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like the time that you have with your daughter, I can see it and just how you talk about it and everything. Like that's your time with your daughter and you're going to separate that. And I see that with you, Shell, too, you know? So what do you feel like are some things that person's quality or things that to get to that point where they can meet your kids?
Yeah, what are things that you look for to make you go, you know what, this might be a potential to meet my kids?
I just feel like they have to be patient and understanding, obviously. Like, there's some people out there, like I said, that are just like, we went on date 3. Like, I think it's time. I'm like, no, it's time when I'm ready. You know what I mean? So
So you don't like to feel pressured.
I don't. No,
Hell
definitely
no.
not. No,
She
that's-
said, nope.
Hell fucking no.
no, like that's
First way to push you
and I
away,
can't,
huh?
yeah, and that and cleanliness. Like I can't. Like I'm so used to being on my own and being independent and handling things on my own ever since. So it's like I can't I feel suffocated. So like if you have a good balance on being able to be like, hey, want to go out, and then also be able to give me my space without freaking like clinging on me, then I'm cool. Like we can be good. But the moment you're just like on my ass and you're just like, where are you going? Where are you at? And I'm like, dude, we're only one date. Like, stop, you know?
Yeah.
Then it's just like.
Now, how do you balance dating with all the things that it because I know you and Lonnie just started your own company.
Hey,
Yes.
pew, 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 pew.
So how do you balance dating with that and a regular, is it because for like what I said, I don't have time for it because I have so much shit going on.
I don't have time for it. That's the bad part. Like, I've actually, so there's been a couple guys I've gone on dates with that, are like, they turn out to be my friends. Like, you go on dates with these people and you're just like, oh, you know what? Hey, like, I think we're better off friends, And, I ain't gonna lie, like, a lot of my, like, there's been a couple dudes that I've been on dates with and I'm just like, they're like, well, when are you free? And I'm like,
Never.
this new job and this, me working nights and us having like this own company, I go, I'm like 3 weeks out right now.
Damn, 3 weeks.
And
Got a schedule.
And it's funny because I told Lonnie, I'm like, I just scheduled a date like 3 weeks from now. And she's like, damn it, he was cool with that? I'm like, yeah.
Damn, you guys are,
That's crazy.
it's a good segue, but you guys can talk about your company. Like, you guys are 3
so-
weeks out?
3
Yeah.
weeks out.
Wow. And you just started.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
not even a month.
So like Kuya Rich said, these two beautiful women have decided to go on this brand new venture together, this new journey. So do you guys want to tell us a little bit about what the company is? Tell us the name. And then I would also like to hear the origin story, like what inspired it and how it started.
Oh God. Okay. Do you want to start? Or you want me to start?
I can start. So obviously me and Kaylani are related. And we
Blood related.
Blood related, yes. And we
Not Filipino related.
Yeah, that's what
blood
like
related.
we're blood related.
And we've actually, Kaylani's been always DJing and I've always been like custom decor and just always been wanting to do like interior decorating and everything like that. And I've always like loved party events. And growing up, me and her, like our family we have a big family. So I always tell everybody, like our family is like 1 of 14. Like our grandparents had like 14 kids.
Yes.
So
Dang, that's a lot of kids.
we just grew up every.
That's why you don't want kids.
I'm like, I'm done. But
She's waiting for me.
yeah, exactly. But so Kaylani was probably a little bit more younger than I was, but in my generation, a lot of our families, like our parents and stuff, every Saturday and Sunday, we would go to our grandparents' house and it would be like a party, but it wasn't. It was like it was like a kickback, like Saturday dinner, and then like all our aunties would be in the kitchen, and all the kids would be in the garage, and we'd all be playing, and we all grew up together, and we all like became really, all of us are really close. So if you've ever really been around me and Kaylani and our family, we're just a really tight knit, like we just all love each other,
Yeah.
So we ended up, we're like, hey, why are we doing this all separately? We might as well just put it all together. And you want to tell them about the name?
Okay, so the name, so our company is called Asanas & Co. You can find us on Instagram, booking.asanas.co. And that's where we're basically starting off at right now. But yeah, so when her and I were trying to be like, okay, well, first off, of course, you have to think of a name for a company, right? And we're like trying to think of different fucking names. And one of them was like, the Runaways. Okay. And like a quick story about that. Shell and I had a really, struggle growing up with with our dad specifically. So it's a whole nother like episode and story about himself. But we're like, okay, no, we can't fucking do the Runaways because people be like, what the fuck? Is that like a superhero type
Should
shit?
we run away?
Yeah.
Well, actually, the Runaways was a female band with Joan Jett.
That's true.
And Dita Ford.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, well, noted. But yeah, so and then we're like, oh, I forgot who thought of and threw out the whole like Tiffany and Co. whatever. So we're like, oh, let's kind of like branch off that a little bit, and we're like, because we're family, it makes sense. It came from our grandparents. My last name is Asanas, and because it's a family business, we're like, hey, Asanas & Co. And because she does event coordinating and I've done DJing and decor, she's done decor, and I've been a lot behind the scenes of event planning. we just wanted to say Anco because we don't want to just be like Asanas event planning or whatever. We wanted to be like a big whole one-stop shop. So that's basically like what our goal is. So we cover
I love the name. I thought it was like when I saw that logo come up on my Instagram, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, all the yes. Like you guys, it's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. So we cover DJing, we cover custom decor, we cover linens, we do
Event planning.
Do you do photography?
I'm actually not
Okay.
at this. It's just because that's just a lot.
It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking.
Right. But I mean, we've worked with so many different vendors that we're like partnering up with people to be like, hey, we're finding people who work with people's budget because we understand that it takes a lot of money. Like every time we do meet up with our clients, we're like, hey, for weddings, dude, it's average about like 20 to 30 and up for weddings. So, you know, we're trying to be budget friendly, but also make sure that we're not getting cut too.
Whilst doing your guys' dreams, like doing something that you guys love.
And it's also really nice too because our family's involved.
Yes.
So a lot of our families are very creative too in their own ways, and they're amazing. So it's just nice having to get our whole family involved in something that's like, hey, you know what? We're doing this together because we love each other.
Yeah.
We're all super close, and it's not like we fight. So
Right.
Yeah, and if you need a photographer, I might know one.
Right?
yes, of
Yeah,
course.
I might know one.
Might know one a little bit.
One. I don't know.
Hit the description box
Kind
below.
of in the studio a little bit, guys.
But yeah, so I'm excited because we've only been really active together for less than a month, and we've been officially booked for the month of February, which is great.
Yes, these girls are booked. So I think she mentioned it already. You guys have to follow them. They're amazing. We were talking outside, and I was telling, I was blowing them up because I'm super proud of these girls. Like I was like, dude, you guys are killing it. And she's like, our page doesn't look like we're killing it, like being all humble. But I'm like, for the short amount of time that they've been up, if you actually watch their reels and go through their pictures, you guys, please go and support my girls because they're fucking, like, their work is quality. I don't give a fuck. I'm not just saying it just because I, like, love this girl next to me right here. Like, I was blown away. I was like, wow, this is what you guys are meant to do. Like, I really think so,
Yeah.
And all their links are going to be in the comment section.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
So what is your vision, quickly, before we move on back to our topic? What is the 10-year vision? Like if you were to see where you guys would be 10 years from now?
So her and I kind of discussed, well, we've mentioned, and we have so many great ideas. We eventually want to have a studio or like a
brick and mortar?
Like a venue area.
yeah, to showcase everything that we're able to do.
Oh, okay.
Just because we can tell you so many times, like, hey, we can do this, here's pictures and this and that. But for people to come up and see what our product looks like, and it just looks professional, that's our end goal, I feel like. And then definitely just want to plan every single fucking party that comes up,
So just manifest all of that. Got it.
I mean, there's probably space next door. You guys can have
I
a
was
showroom.
telling her
We were
that.
just talking about it.
Right?
I was like, is there a space that we can rent off over here?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What else do you feel like is our vision? I'm like,
Okay, so I've told Kaylani, I was like, man, I've been thinking big. So, like, I want a venue. Like, I want a place where people don't need to be like, oh, where can I throw my wedding reception? Like, I want to have
So you want your own hall?
Yeah, I want to set it up, and I want to,
Ooh,
like,
that's nice.
everything involved. And it's just like, look, we have the dessert tables here all set up. Pick which one you want, and the tables, and it's just one-stop shop, and you can just pay it all to us. You know what I mean? Not obviously within a budget, but I want it to be.
Well, that would almost make it more budget friendly, right? If it's a one-stop shop within you guys, I feel like that's more cost effective.
Exactly.
That's a great goal. I love that. Well, congratulations, ladies.
thank you.
Is the Miramax Senior Center for sale?
I was thinking about that. I mean, I was
Right?
like, hey, it's not going to be called the Senior Center in 10 years.
Right? That part.
It's gonna be
Play
like-
this clip back and
Yeah.
then show the building.
For me, just going to be a center because I'll be the senior.
Oh my gosh. We'll have the podcast studio like in the back.
He's all pressing button. Oh.
Yeah, right.
I can't see. Can you blow it up for me, please?
I'm all there with my walker. No, I'm just kidding.
Pip cane. Oh.
Okay, what was our topic again?
You're gonna be like, my boobs used to be up here.
Why do I have all of a sudden have a country accent? Up here.
Don't we all get country accents when we get older?
I guess
Oh, you have no no fucking idea.
Wait, okay,
Wait,
I want to
whoa.
know about this. What's that about?
Yeah, like what the hell are you talking about?
What's this?
No, like we've just been into this country feel thing. Like, dude, country's like
Country?
We love
I
country.
love
Hey,
country
guess what?
music.
Rich here couldn't find a date to go to see Garth Brooks, so I bought one ticket. I'm going to see Garth Brooks by my goddamn self.
By yourself.
By myself, yeah.
With your cowboy boots?
Oh hell
and a
yeah!
cowboy hat?
Yep, my Spurs and Latigos.
Oh my god.
I got my hat.
That's so
and I got my
cool.
ropers. I get my ropers on, and I'm gonna go see.
See, you
Garth
should
Brooks by
ask her.
myself.
She likes country.
I give it to you that you're actually capable of wanting to go by yourself.
I don't. Look,
Not a lot of people are.
it's Garth Brooks.
No, but not a lot of people can go by themselves to events like that.
Well, I've been single for a while. I can go by myself. For a while. I mean,
You're right.
No, I think that's dope too, because like Akra used to go out by himself all the time, and he's got a cousin as a female, and because she knows a lot of people, you know, she would like just, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the concert. Who you going with? I'm just rolling up by myself, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I love that. Like that's independent woman vibes, you know. Like
I'm
I think that's
hope,
dope,
I hope you get a man over there.
right?
me?
Exactly.
No, I'm not. I'm not looking for a man, Garth. I'm there to see Garth.
That's like that
That
whole like,
one man.
that one man. I'll get that man.
Yeah, right. No, it's just so like a quick story. She was like, one day we were just driving around or whatever, and she was like, I love country. I'm like, oh yeah, me too. And I fucking play Luke Combs, Beer Never Broke My Heart.
Oh, yeah.
And I fucking was like in it, like it was my own goddamn concert. I was like, beer never broke my heart. Literally, that's how I fucking sing it in the car. And then she's like, I was like, long day. I fucking
she's,
get
like,
into
shaking her
it.
head
That's
and
awesome.
everything.
So yeah.
Yeah, but for everybody that does not know country, I'm telling you, Garth Brooks is the king. You could listen to one whole Garth Brooks playlist and sing along to every single
Okay,
song.
I can agree with that because I'm not a country girl, but like I worked at a job where my boss loved country, so he played it all day long and it would just be playing. So I started to get into certain ones, and Garth Brooks was definitely the ones that I was like, okay, like I can listen to this. Like, and then there was what's her name? Faith, wasn't she?
Faith Hill.
I really like her. You know, I don't know if I don't know it's like super country or not, but like there's like certain ones where I'm like, okay, I can get into this. I can listen to their music on the regs, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't call myself like a country music lover though. you
Wow,
know?
I totally didn't know you guys listen to country.
Oh yeah.
I thought I was the only weird one back here.
No, so we went to our first one. It's like pop country, I guess you could say. It's Dan and Shay,
Oh, I
and
love
we
them.
love Dan and Shay. And it's so funny because we went up in there, and I'm like, damn, we the brownest motherfuckers up in here.
I love
And
how
then-
versed in music you are.
Thank you.
Yeah, because you be loving all the shit. You're like,
I do.
reggae, rap, R&B, country. I'm like, that's dope. I love it.
Yeah, it's so I made a joke. I was like, dude, I've never seen so many nose bridges in my entire life in one fucking room.
And like the Asians that were there were like super just not
Caucasian washed, yeah.
Caucasian white, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I feel different.
I feel
Yeah.
different.
We're like, dude, should we came up with our fucking cowboy hats? I was like, we kind of felt, so we're like, she asked me, what are you gonna wear? I'm like, I'm gonna wear like a white tank top and jeans. She's like, okay, me too. We fucking came up with the same fucking thing. And then everybody was over here like looking at us and shit.
Wait, look at those Asians.
Yeah, like
legit.
Look at those
Yeah.
dark people over there
Yeah.
with the white shirt. on.
exactly.
It was funny. And then it was, oh my God, these two girls got into a fucking big ass fight. Quick story. Got into a fight, and we're literally right in front. We're right in front of fucking Dan and Shay. And then it was funny because this girl, all of a sudden we just see this fucking, you know, those clear
Beer.
is a clear
Mug?
cup. Clear
Yeah,
cup,
yeah.
those big cups. And
Oh yeah,
it was
like the beer
full-
mugs.
Yeah.
And it was big, like it was fucking full of beer, right? And I don't know how the fuck they got into a fight, but all of a sudden, in the middle of the fucking concert, this girl pulled the whole
pitcher?
Yeah.
fucking drink on her. And me and Shell were like, damn, these bitches get crazy.
We're like, you're like at a Dan and Shay concert.
I
Like
know.
you're singing a love song right now.
I'm like, what the fuck?
And they even stopped the concert.
They did.
Oh
they
no
stopped the concert.
way!
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, and in my head, I'm like, hey, at least it wasn't us.
I
I know. Can you imagine if the brown girls got in a
But we were like laughing because I was just like, girl, that was so close. Like we would have popped off if beer got on.
Oh
us.
yeah.
And they were like literally like 2 feet away.
Yeah, and we have a saying too, like when she pops off, I pop off. When I pop off, she pops off. So it was really funny. We have a lot of funny stories.
Yeah, so
I want to witness that one of these days.
Oh.
Not on me, on someone else.
yes, seeing Asians at like country shows is always weird. Like when I moved here from Texas, I had like the thick Houston accent.
Oh shoot!
It was like the weird. Like all my friends were like, "You're from the South," because I was like, "What's up, dog?" You know what I'm saying?
Oh
that
my
was before. That was
gosh,
before
that's
like dog
crazy.
became like
A
like a
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
But it was like that thing in
Texas.
In Texas, like, "What's up, dog? Yeah,
Dude, you should
y'all
do
gonna go out?"
You
Do
should
it.
do a fucking stream, a whole stream talking
In your old accent.
Can you start talking like that right now?
I don't think I can do it right now. I mean, I can't. I mean, I don't know.
Wait, how long have you been here? So when was the last time you lived in Texas?
About 10 years ago.
Oh, okay. So you lost it in that 10 years.
I was only there for like 4 months though.
Oh, okay.
But before that,
so
I
you just
was-
picked up some of the stuff.
I was like 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th grade.
Oh,
yeah.
I
Oh, damn, that's
see.
a long
I
time.
see. Mhm, that makes sense.
Okay. Okay. Well, you know what I'm saying, dog. No.
Howdy, y'all.
Okay, so let's bring it back to like our topic.
I'm like, what are we talking about again? So would you do the friends with Benny thing if she wanted to?
Oh, I wanted to talk about that too. Friends of Benny never works.
Because you end up with someone gets feelings, right? So I think that
okay,
still
okay, okay.
confirms like your thing. Yeah.
Guys think it's the most convenient thing, but it's not. Because like you get a girl and you're getting it on with her, and you're like, oh yeah, we're just friends with Benny. But guaranteed, when another dude shows up,
That's fucking facts.
then it's like they want to protect the house,
Right.
Then they want to
Absolutely.
like, and then on the other side, you keep pointing, yeah. No, but on the other side, though,
swimming to you.
yeah. but then on the other side for the girls, they're like, oh yeah, I just want something friends with Benny, whatever. But the problem is that when you get a guy that's down for that, you're met with a lot of fucking disrespect too.
That's very true.
And then
Most of the time. Stop it. Just because you got
No,
the fantasy fairy tale out of it.
No.
I'm just kidding.
I'm thinking of scenarios, and Rachelle knows what the fuck I'm talking about.
no, but then if it does work out, you're gonna want to keep that guy.
That's true.
Very true.
Yeah, that's what happened.
So that's
with me
why-
in Accra. It's like, fuck, he's here now.
2 kids later.
So that's why
4 kids later, right?
So that's what I'm saying. Like friends with Bennies don't really work. I mean, it's good to be like tap and go, and no one have to worry about it. But
Yeah, I definitely think that someone gets hurt in the end.
Yeah.
If it's actual friendships with benefits, someone will get hurt eventually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it ends up like me and Lonnie where it works out at the end, you know?
for both of y'all,
Yeah, well, me and Ackright started off as friends with Ben.
I mean, like together.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You guys didn't know?
You didn't know?
You guys didn't know.
That's what we do off camera.
OnlyFans.
Right? Exactly.
Rochelle witnessed us grab each other's ass for the first time.
I was like also promoting. I was like, can you guys like touch each other's ass? Like,
Yeah,
you guys done it before?
Just grab it a little bit.
yeah, a little bit more. Can you like?
Yeah,
squeeze
she
it a little
said a little bit. Me and Ari were like, okay.
Okay.
bit? And then I was like, closer.
Or what was the awkward one that we did where we were
Oh,
holding
we're
like this?
Nobody noticed that.
Yeah, when we were doing the Y2K picture. So, am I allowed to say that? I know that you're not really promoting it anymore, but this is who XL SD is.
Yes.
You know,
XL Studios.
Yeah, XL Studios SD. So she's the one that took the beautiful pictures, and that's what we're referring to. Is we had a couple of pictures in the Y2K shots where me and Lonnie were holding pinkies, and I don't know if you guys noticed that, but it was super
I didn't.
cheesy. Yeah.
I was just looking at like the Chola pictures, the
Yeah.
Chola
Chola
trading
trading
cards.
cards.
Yeah.
Right.
Whatever. Okay, so Shell, let's bring some light onto you. What was one of your favorite dates that you've been on as a single mom?
Oh,
Where you didn't self-sabotage. Like it was just
A great date. Even if it sucked on the next one, but this particular date was
Yeah.
fantastical.
And what about it?
And how big was his dick? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, she maybe could tell you too. Just kidding.
actually, let me see. Okay, so I'm a fun person. So I don't even think I'm like very high maintenance either. So I'm a type of person that on a date, like I don't want to be in a fancy restaurant where it's quiet and you're just kind of like sitting there. So I've gone on a date where we go eat wings and we go
Dave and Buster's.
That's
our shit.
And I will play Mario Kart till the life of me. And I'm very competitive a little bit. So I'm over here like, if you beat me, I'm going to be pissed. And I'm going to be like, no, we're going to go again, you know? And I don't mind like getting beers and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that was like one of my favorite dates. Like
So a laid back Dave
Yeah.
and Buster's type date. That's fun.
For sure.
So did you fuck at the end?
No.
Oh. Did you
did
suck
not.
his dick? Did he eat your pussy?
Nothing. See, I'm just like, I think you could tell though too.
Everybody's like, Ari, why you always gotta
I
go
know.
there?
No, but I'm over here like, trust me, girl. I'd probably be thinking it too. Like, I'm probably thinking in my day, I'm like, should I? Should I not? Like, should it be more like, let me just jump on you? But no, I think you could also tell, like, there's people that you go on dates with and you're just like, dang, you're pretty shy, or like, you know? And then I also get, you know, I think I kind of got like the little like, ooh, like you make me kind of nervous. Like I don't know how to read you type of person, you know? So then I'm just kind of like, yeah, I don't think I want to try. Because then you don't give me that vibe. So then now I'm all like, dang, do you like me? Like
The uncertainty.
yeah.
Do dates at Dave and Buster's actually lend to that though? Because I think that it's a lot of it. It's more like a third or fourth date, where it's because I think the first, second is just way too distracting. Like I can't get to know you while we're playing Mario Kart. I can't get to know you while you were trying.
But there's
to
a
shoot.
vibe, right?
I think it's a good icebreaker. Because on the first date, it's just a lot of times you don't know what to say, or you don't know what to really do, or you know what I mean. So I think it's a good icebreaker. So like we went to Dave and Buster's, and then we went to dinner first, and we kind of talked and stuff, and we hung out. And we kind of got to know each other there. But then we went to Dave and Buster's to kind of get that icebreaker, like, hey, you know, like we can, like, you know, it's a nice little warm up. And then, you know, sometimes alcohol kind of helps it a little bit. So, you know, having a beer or two, it kind of like just kind of relaxes you. And you're just kind of like, all right, I'm not so tense.
Yeah, because I prefer like long walks on the beach, poetry, violin playing, you know, the gondola ride.
Shut the fuck up. Do you really?
No.
I was like, wow, queer. Right?
No, but I will do it. I mean, I do like it, but it ain't all that
first
serious.
So, same question to you. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have something? I don't want to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
What's your favorite date that you remember as a single person? Like that you've taken a woman out or she did something for you? What is a memory that pops up as like a standout date?
Just a date.
Yeah, just a date.
Just a date.
Not a person.
Not a fuck episode. Like just
Not a fuck
date.
episode. I mean, I'm going to ask you if you fucked at the end, but you could tell us about the date.
The name.
Must have not been that good if you guys
I'm really trying to think because I don't really go on dates like that.
How many
So what do you
dates?
do when you go out with a girl?
We just kind of go to like Dave and Buster's.
Well, didn't you say at one point in one of the episodes that you don't like going anywhere with like big meals or something like that? Like because you said you'd much do like a coffee or something.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think I said it because when you're talking to somebody, like especially when you're on a date, you get full so fast.
Right, that's the thing.
So it's a waste of my money.
You did say that.
To go like I love like
the honesty.
no, like I love Korean barbecue, but the last place I want to take you is talk to you while I'm trying to fucking get the food going. Yeah.
I don't want to get you too full because you can't ride this dick.
I'm over here trying to get like brisket in, and you're over here like, well, what kind of colors of the rainbow do you like? I'm like, well, I don't know. Yeah.
That's attractive to me. I'm just saying.
Dude, same, like, cause I'm a food person, so if I can get down with my dude, like, that's probably why me and Akra gained so much weight, cause we're just like, yeah, food, you know? Like,
Exactly.
No, but quite honestly, I haven't been on a date for like at least 2 years, so I can't remember.
Dang.
That's a long time.
That's a long time.
But like all this takes so much time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Like
So
everything I do
sorry.
takes so much time.
Sorry.
We stole him on ours too. We
Hey.
nudged him into our stream.
Yeah. Well, just do what I do, and I just book my dates 3 weeks. I know, right?
Hey, gotta think about this though. Instead of going out with one person, you consistently have two people, and they both have tits.
Yeah.
Vince has tits?
Yeah, he does.
I know. How come you guys never invite us to do anything
I
cool?
know, what the fuck?
Oh, by the way, guys, the 23rd, Wednesday, the 23rd, Miss Pacerette, come
Miss
see us.
Pacerette.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, we're gonna go.
Are we
We're
going?
We're going.
We're gonna
We're
go.
going.
Okay, we're going. Okay, we're going. We're
Yeah,
going.
we're going.
Miss Pacerette.
Miss Pacerette. You're invited too if you want to go to
Throw some.
I love the strip club.
eat some.
Oh, is that
We
what
still
we're
have to
talking
plan the $2 steak days where we just go.
We're
Yeah,
there
we
every
do.
Tuesday.
I know. That's what I'm saying because we want to go with you. Those steaks were good. Anthony brought me some home and I was like, oh,
You know
These
what
are actually pretty good.
You know what the weirdest thing? You know what the weirdest thing is? I walked into the Pacers, and all of a sudden, like I said, what's up to Act Right, and then all of a sudden I hear, "BU Uplifted podcast is in the house."
Yeah,
I'm like, oh shit, in the middle of Pacers.
Yep,
That's right.
that's
Represent.
right. Represent, motherfucker. Because we're about to have a stripper segment, like where we have some of them here for sure. Anyways, reeling it back in, guys.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I haven't.
Get some oil.
Check your reel there.
I know. Sorry. I'm actually doing it.
Damn, Anthony, get to work. But yeah, no, I haven't. I can't remember. But there are some, like, I am kind of like a hopeless romantic too. I'll book that gondola ride. I mean, I love that shit.
That is cute.
That is so cute.
On
So
a
it's
first
for the
date?
for the right girl then.
It's always for the right girl.
For the
Oh,
first
that's
date.
cute.
Okay,
I
but how
like
do you know
that.
she's the right girl? Because you said you would book it on the first date. So how would you know?
I would book it on the first
I
date.
said, would you book it on the first date? Is that what you said?
What do you mean book it?
Like book a gondola ride on the first date?
No.
Okay, that's why I was like,
Okay,
oh,
that makes
how would
sense
you
then.
know?
No. I know. I think it'd be like the second or third date, maybe.
Okay, can I ask you a personal question? You can plead the fifth if need to. Do you think that you were more romantic and more emotional and less like, no, I'd fucking like fuck that bitch, or whatever, before you had your falling out with your baby mama? Like, do you think that changed you as far as like, being romantic and like things like that?
I think I always was that hopeless romantic. It's just that, again, remember when we were talking about how like I had to fix myself?
Yeah.
Part of fixing myself was not to basically not to take anything for granted, like continue the fire.
Oh, okay. So you were already like that and you decided that you needed to continue to be like that?
Yeah, but because like after, you get you get married, you have a child, you go through this.
It falls off, yeah.
You just go through like the rigors of life. But you never schedule like time for yourselves. So I think that, for me, it was like I needed to really like evaluate that and say, again, remember, that was part of my fault. So in going forward.
Oh, this is your upgrade where you're like, I should be more romantic with my future person because I missed that mark in the last one.
Exactly.
Makes
So
sense.
in going forward, I need to be more proactive when it comes to that. But sometimes a lot of it has to do with like, I'm not necessarily like the extrovert that people see. Like the people see like, oh, you're pretty outgoing when it comes to the stream. But this is like Rich times 1,000. Like, you're kind of elevating it for the stream, for the entertainment or whatever. Sometimes there's a little bit of like, I'm gonna go on a date with this girl. I kind of like her. I'm gonna buy her flowers, and then in my head I'm like trying to second guess it. Like what
We all second guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, is she gonna like it? What she thinks is kind of cheesy?
Does it come off creepy or weird?
Exactly, and then I just don't do it. I've had times where I bought the fucking flowers and I left them in the trunk.
No way! What? Oh my god!
It's just because I got so
I love
paranoid.
hearing about this cute side of Kuya though. I'm like, oh, that's so cute.
Okay, see, now you make me feel a little bit like shitty.
Why?
Because Keelan is like smiling at me because she knows I'm very like, this guy was being super nice to me. What's
There's
wrong with
something
you?
wrong. Yeah.
That's because you're just hurt.
Yeah, that's the trauma, right?
You're a wounded little pup.
But then I'm over here like
A wounded little pup.
Baby seal.
And then I'm over here like, he's a creeper. He's bringing me flowers. Like, that's weird.
But see, guys,
I think every woman has that bad boy complex,
yeah.
though. We want to like have the bad boy that we tame down. You know what I mean? Like that's a very common woman complex.
yeah, but I could be a bad boy, but I'm just gonna treat you well.
Well, there's
Bad
that
boy
line
in
in the
shit.
Destiny's Child song where she's like, what did she say? Something about a soldier, but like a gentleman and something at home or something.
A soldier.
Yeah, that song. Well, she talks about that where he's like a thug, but then he's also like her man, And I'm like, yeah, that's actually what every girl wants. Someone that kind of like a little bit thug, a little bit of gentleman, So
And I just feel like sometimes, like, my thing is, I feel like everyone has a hidden agenda. But that's because the guys that I did date had a hidden agenda. You know what I mean?
So then directing that question to you that I asked Queer Rich, do you feel as a single parent dating now that you have certain things that you've either gained or lost because of what happened with your baby daddy?
Yeah, I feel like I'm a lot more walls up high and like closed off. I don't really open up a lot. So if I go on dates, I've noticed that I tend to, you know, sometimes when you go on dates, a lot of people have to read their body language. So when I'm going on dates, my body language doesn't look like I'm interested in you. And that's because I'm so closed off, where I'm just kind of like, I'll either just kind of like face away from you, or I don't look like I'm interested. But in my mind, I'm just thinking so many things, and I'm thinking about like, oh, do I do
So
this?
you passed all of the traumas. Like, say we dig through the trauma and all the bullshit your ex put you through. Deep down inside, would you consider yourself like a very romantic and like mushy person?
I am.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like I'm an onion. So like you have to like be patient and like peel off those layers
And wait for you to
and
be
wait
ready.
for me. Yeah.
That bitch got 1,000 layers. Let me just say that.
But it's also too, I always have to think about
I feel like you're like that too. Like you have to peel through the layers before you trust and give somebody your all, because we've all been through. I mean, that was like how we started this shit. Toxic relationships, baby daddy issues, daddy issues. You know,
and that's just, it just comes with the territory, I guess. And I think it's just because obviously past, I sometimes think about it too. I'm like, dang, I like have friends that are my age and they're like married and they just, it looks easy, you know, like they're in this relationship and they're just like open and just like they can like be vulnerable, and I'm over here like, how are y'all like that? And I'm over here just
closed off.
But it's just because of past experiences, I guess.
Traumas.
And that's something I need to work on and be open to, but sometimes it's hard too because you just don't meet a lot of people. Like I don't meet a lot of guys on my end that meet what I'm looking for. So kind of like you, like sometimes when you're dating, so there's like girls on your Hinge or whatever or something,
I mean,
and you're just like, oh,
I don't. My standards are not probably as high as yours.
my standards are, my standards are pretty.
So I think,
don't know.
Like, what are your prerequisites? Because
Here you go. Profile.
okay,
Profile
so I was gonna
for
say
Rachelle.
segue into the apps now. Let's talk about the apps and the dating with the new technology. So profile, what does yours each look like? Like Lonnie was asking.
Queer Rich touched on it a little bit, but
mine, I don't think mine, like the way I am personally, can never reflect to how it is on the app. Like sometimes I'll match with somebody and I'm talking to them like, okay, so I'll tell you the story. So I matched with this chick on Facebook, right? We said what's up. She's Filipino. She's like closer to she was like in her 40s.
There's a dating thing on Friends.
On
I
Facebook. Yeah.
need to put my mom on that. What is that? What's it called?
just another. I'll show you this.
Okay, thank you.
but you know, so we started talking, and then you know, she's like, I want to travel, and I'm like, yeah. She's like, yeah. So where you would like to go? She's like, where would you like to take me?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not. I'm like, well, I'll probably take you to.
Oh shit! Here we
Oh
go.
God, McDonald's.
Yeah, I said I'll probably take you to McDonald's, but if it works out, I'll probably take you to Jollibee next if you want me to really spend money on you.
In the Philippines?
Man,
Jollibee in the Philippines?
I didn't say. and then she never answered back and she deleted her profile.
Ew.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. Like, it's like that's a test.
Yeah.
Because if you can't handle that banter, I don't think you can handle me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like if you can't sit there across from me right now or next to me,
Yeah.
I can do this all day with you, Queer Rich. What's up?
yeah, we can.
I think one of the new requirements is gets along with Lonnie and Ari, because we're going to be spending a lot of time with you, okay?
A lot of late nights with your man.
Exactly.
So, cámate, way, okay?
Right, exactly.
Since he like the Mexicana way.
Yeah, espérate.
She's allowed to say that because she's half. She's not being racist.
I'm half Mexican for those who don't know.
I'm half Mexican too. Ladies, eres una rosa de mi jardín.
Look at the lip.
Chismoso.
No, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that girls find it, a lot easier on the app. I mean, you probably get like 10 times more messages than I know you have to sift through them a lot more, but how many messages have I had since we started this?
I don't want to put you on blast like that.
No, because
It's true. No, it is true. From what he was saying, I probably only got like 3, and I don't want to just like. Okay, a lot of times I've asked guys, and we've even asked our cousins too. Like they just fucking swipe on every single fucking thing, and I'm like, dude, that fucking sucks, and it really does suck.
Doesn't that fuck up the algorithm?
Yeah.
It does, but you have no. It does, but you have no choice because you guys have the choice.
That's true. You're right.
It's true. It's very true.
That's why those apps like Bumble are useless. Like, okay, you match, but then you have to wait for the girl to. You have to wait for the girl to say what's up. But naturally, it doesn't happen that way. Do girls ever walk up unless you're Brad Pitt? No girl ever walks up to you at a bar and says, "Hey, what's up? How's it going?"
You can't say every girl because I have done it. I have done it before. I'm like, hey, so I noticed you've been, like looking at me, like, what's up? Like, how are you? What's your name?
Was it cute?
Honestly, I don't remember.
Yeah, but you get that, like, you're like the type of person that goes up and you're just like, why are you looking at me?
That's true. That's fucking true though. But there's been so many times that we've been out and you're like, Lonnie, I bet you won't fucking do this. Or our family be fucking telling that shit to me all the time because they're like, Lonnie, I bet you won't do this. I'm like, oh yeah, I fucking did it.
You know, Mike.
Oh yeah, I got a story for that.
Go ahead.
No, because we went. Remember? You couldn't go out that night, so I went out with my cousin. We have a lot of guy cousins.
We're literally like the only girls.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I don't like going out to bars and stuff with them because it looks like I'm with them. And so I'll be going out and they're just like, hey, and so I went and met up with my cousin. I was like, hey, can you just pick me up? And I'm like, but you have to stay at a safe distance because I don't want to look like we're together. And he's just like, you're stupid. And so we go out and we're waiting for
He's like over there.
Was this recently?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
We went to the bar and we're and we're waiting for our other cousins and he's sitting down and it looks like we're literally on a date. And I'm like, fuck.
So the waiter, go ahead.
Girl, sit diagonal from me.
And so this girl, like she's a waitress, and she's coming up to us, and she's like, "Hey, you guys ready to order?" And I'm allergic to shellfish, so I can't eat shrimp or nothing. So this fool's over here at it, like eating, like I want a shrimp cocktail, and I'm over here like, all right, whatever, I don't care. Can I get some wings? And he's just like, okay. She comes back and she puts the shrimp cocktail on my side, and I go, hey, you need it. I'm allergic. Like you need to take it. And she goes, oh my god, like. And you ordered it still? And I'm like, huh? And then she's looking at me and I'm like, oh, he's my cousin, girl. Like, no, we're not. No, he's allowed to eat that. And she goes, oh. And then boom, like I'm not even there. And she's over here having this full-on conversation with my cousin. And it's like, I'm a ghost. And she's over here like, yeah, da-da-da, and talking to him. And what's your name? And this and that. And I'm like, dang. And he's over here oblivious as heck. And he's just like, yeah, haha. And I'm like, bro, you are just telling me that you want me to help you be your wingman, like help you try to find a female.
And this bitch is fucking hella trying to talk
Yeah.
to
She
you.
comes back again, and she's trying to talk to him, and I'm just not to be seen. And she's just kind of like, yeah, so, yeah, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, bro, she's hitting on you. And he's just like, is she? And I'm like, what? So it's just funny, because nowadays I'm just like, what about me? Like, can you help me out?
See, guys don't recognize that because it never happens. Hardly ever.
The whole thing about girls, because you said you've approached a guy. I've done that a couple of times. And you know what I've experienced personally? The second I did that, it's almost like they think I'm now desperate. So they act a certain way, like cocky as fuck because I came up to them. Like, I've done the same thing. Like, some guy was staring at me at the club one time, like, for half the night. And so I was like, hey, what's up? Like, I noticed, and then it was just like this, like, she came to me, kind of thing. And it was like, ugh. So I never wanted to do it again because of that. Like, it's just.
That's true.
Or they think I come off too strong. Like, bro, I helped you out.
Right? Yeah. Exactly. You was looking at me the whole night.
Yeah. Like, was there something on my face?
Right.
Like, just what's up? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. For me, the only time a girl ever walks up to me and says hi is at Pacers.
They want your money.
Okay, so Shell, what does your profile look like?
Dang, I don't even know because I haven't really gone on those things.
You go on it, bitch.
No, like I really don't anymore.
Okay, well, the times that you did.
The times that I did, I'm very like I don't just like swipe randomly.
But what is your profile like? What does your profile say about you?
Dang, I'm kind of lame. I really have a boring profile, but I don't know.
What does your about you say?
I don't don't know. What is my about music? Just kidding. Dang, I don't know. I haven't been on it.
Dang.
But I'm not on it because I'd be running into people that I'm like, ugh.
What kind of things do you like to highlight about yourself? Like, both of you. Like, do you like to say that, you know, some people are like, I need to put on there that I'm athletic because I can't be with anyone that doesn't like to go hiking, or I have to put on there that I have kids because I want them to know that off the bat. You know, I want someone to know that I own a Lexus off the bat. You know, is there something that you like to highlight in every single one of your dating profiles or when you talk to people initially as a date? That you're like extra, like, yeah, that's my asset kind of a thing.
I don't know.
I'm really bad at dating sites. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I honestly put like, obviously I have kids, and I make sure I put the number because sometimes dudes do not like
Multiple
like single women with multiple kids, you know. But that, and I'm like, I always put family oriented because I'm always family oriented.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I always put, dang, I don't freaking know, man.
I think you put something. I remember you said something about being competitive. So like, oh, if you can beat me at Super Mario Kart.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, okay, because that highlights your personality.
And I always put like laid back, like let's go out for wings and like David.
Not a fancy schmancy type person.
Like definitely not. Like I can't do the quietness, romantic candlelit dinner. It's kind of weird for me. It's kind of
the gondola ride.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what gets me though? It's always when I can answer a question, or I can already engage with whatever their profile says. If I have to think about what to say, I'll skip.
Because it's too much already. You're like, we're obviously not vibing like immediately.
No, just because I know that the percentage gets lower.
I see.
Right,
So do you have any assets that you highlight? Besides that you have a Lexus, because you wanted us to make sure that you had that in your profile.
That was a joke.
I know, I'm just...
That was a joke. And you know what, to be honest with you, I really don't know how to fill those out. Because I just don't know what the triggers are. Because realistically, the best way to actually fill it out as a guy is to have a female friend do it.
That's true. A lot of times they do that. Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Tell them. Tell them.
About...
Yes.
Okay. So... Oh, about
Yeah.
So, it's funny because my cousin has a dating site, and he got into the dating site thing, and he's just like, "Here, just can you help me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, fudge, yeah, I can help you." So I'm looking, and I'm like,
we're like sitting there, like, okay, let me help you out.
Yeah,
let's pick your good pictures.
And I was looking, and I go, I really don't like how you say stuff like this. And so I'm changing things up. And I was like, you got to think like a dude. And he's like, what the fuck? What am I? I'm like, you're a dude, but, you know, like, no, like, you need to, come on, let me fix it. So then I'm changing up his profile and his about me, and I'm adding stuff. And he's like, are you adding, like, fake stuff? And I'm like, no, I'm adding stuff that you don't see that I see. And I'm like, you know,
because guys don't know how to highlight themselves. Yeah. That makes sense.
So it's funny because then I was like, and he's like, well, what are you doing now? And I'm over here like, I'm swiping on girls that I think is your type. And he's just like, what?
He's like, no, give me that.
Yeah.
Take that shit.
Yeah. So he gets all mad, and I'm over here like, you're gonna thank me later, and I'm gonna be the person at your wedding, and you better freaking thank me for, like, hey, if it wasn't for you, then it would, we wouldn't be together. So I had, like, I know his type. And so I'm over here like, ooh, look. And me and Lonnie are like, yeah. And what happens? 2 days later, this girl messages him back, and he calls me, and he's just like, what did you say to this girl? And I'm like, something that you would say. And I think she was, I remember, she was like, she said on her profile, she's like, I'm an old school type of female. Like, I don't kiss on the first date or something like that. And I remember I just messaged, because he's very old school too. So I was telling him, I'm like, hey, like, that's cool. I dig that, da-da-da. And he's like, hey, whenever you're free, like, I'd love to grab a bite, And she messaged him back, and she's like, I'd like that. And she's like, I would definitely want to go out, And I'm like,
Did they go out?
Not yet.
But
what happened to mine, Lonnie? What happened to mine?
Yeah, fix it, he says.
Yeah.
He's like, I want these results.
Well, first
give Shell my password.
All right, I got you.
I'm like, I got you. But yeah, no, they're talking. So
That's
they're
good.
getting to know each other.
See, just because you knew the proper way from a female's perspective of how to fill out the guy's thing. See?
I feel like maybe I should have like a guy fill out mine or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Wait,
idea.
how about you like start mine, fix mine?
And then she'll
see.
fix yours. And
Queer
then
Rich,
you'll
no.
fix each
Queer Rich
other's.
is fucking humor, though. Like, you're going to get some interesting people.
But I like nerdy guys. Like I think I've noticed that I've liked nerdy guys.
so a guy who's
You like
like,
nerdy guys?
now she does.
So you'd be like,
nerdy. Like how nerdy we talking here?
are you a USB-C or
Like
an
Marvel
HDMI?
or, like, that's
yeah,
her
like
thing.
I'm a very
See her face lit up?
Look, she's so cute.
You like those guys?
like I like a guy like I love movies. Like I'm a movie buff and I love like I grew up with like Marvel and
We love Fast and Furious. We grew up on that shit.
Fast and Furious. I love old school music. I love, and we talk about, she always sees it. She's like, oh my God, like you're such a weirdo. And I'm like, dude, I just love this stuff. So if you can have a conversation with me and I'm like bringing up movie stuff, I'm just like, oh, I'm in love with you. It's crazy. I'm fascinated.
So you want someone that's as big of a nerd as you, basically, about those things.
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
cute.
But it's hard to find because,
No, it's not. Comic-Con's here every year.
no, but I don't want those
Like not real nerds.
yeah,
not no
like,
motherfuckers
like
that
the
say-
cute nerds.
not like,
Yeah.
like cosplay. Like I can't do that. Like I can't be
Imagine in the bedroom
God.
with you, bitch.
No.
I'm dead. He's
couldn't.
like, here's my sword.
yeah, like freaking. You want to feel my?
She's talking a
lightsaber?
nerd like that will do a Marvel marathon, then play Mario with her after.
Yes,
You know,
like, I love that.
Listen, okay.
I'm like, that's every guy's dream. What the fuck? What do you mean it's hard?
I'd be asleep by the half of the first movie.
On the Marvel?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you. I fucking love that shit too. So
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I like cosplay girls.
oh, so you're
Okay,
that.
but see, you got the like.
See,
you're the
that's
extreme.
That's the dude though. Like
Yeah.
dudes picture the girls in the sexy cosplay. That's why.
Yeah, but
we
I-
don't like guys in weird like costumes.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna sit there and freaking date a guy and go to a freaking Comic-Con and he's dressed up as like freaking like Han Solo or like a, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, that's not attractive.
But a girl dressed up as Princess Leia in the gold bikini,
like,
that's
yeah,
different,
yeah,
you know?
Because we're sexualized.
Yeah,
Like, when
that part.
Do you see me dating a guy and he's like, hey, you want to dress up? And I'm over here like in a nice like outfit and he's over here like in a Chewbacca costume.
Yeah.
He's all, he's all, come over here, girl.
She said,
I can't do it good. Do it, clear. Let's do it.
is that what it is?
Coming in you and shit. He's all,
I'd be like, out, get out of my house.
Just imagine the dude's like,
clip that, please.
That's what we're talking about. We can't have that weird shit.
No, that's so disgusting.
but honestly though, I need a girl that would tolerate that level of
Nerdiness and joking.
of nerdiness and spontaneity. Like if we wanted to go and dress up as like, okay, so you don't like the whole cosplay thing, right? But if I took you to Japan and we were gonna dress up as Mario and Luigi and take the carts around,
Oh, no, I would do that.
No, see, but that's different now. Why is it?
Because it's an
that's-
experience. It's
yeah.
not you being a weirdo.
I'm dressed as Mario.
Yeah, no, but you're saying you like cosplay as in like you like girls like dressed up.
No,
in,
I like the art of cosplay.
Oh, that's a little
okay,
different.
that's different though. I'm over here thinking a different.
Like we're thinking that you're talking like it's your fetish, like
Yeah.
that's
No, no,
something
no,
you
no,
want to
no,
be
no,
doing,
no.
right? Am I?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was
yeah. Okay.
Like if
So you got to word it correctly, Kuya.
Yeah, Queer Rich. What the fuck?
I was kind of like, oh,
I was surprised too. I was like, you that's what you went to?
Damn, okay, Queer Rich.
No wonder why we ain't finding the right. We're swiping on the wrong bitches.
You go to Comic-Con and get them bitches.
Okay, so you're talking about like doing fun and spontaneous shit, like
like
as an event.
Like
That's
if I wanted to
different.
show up to Comic-Con dressed as Han Solo and
no.
you as Chewbacca for 1 year.
no, I could do that.
Yeah, you could do that, but she's talking about she don't want to come home and you're like,
No cosplayer does that.
you don't know that.
Oh no,
Do you-
dude,
Fetishes.
go
Dude,
on
they had a.
Go on Pornhub right now.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying.
I'm on Pornhub every night.
You're look up cosplay and see what you find.
Japanese guy, like I'll
He knows exactly. He's into that shit. I got your motherfucking ass right now. This is some fair shit. I'm getting on him right now because Queer Rich,
Queer Rich is like, where the fucking's Vince at right now? When I need it?
That's the sad part is I'm probably gonna end up having to clip that myself. No, but you know what I mean. Like I think you took it like that's my fetish. No, I love that spontaneity and I love that.
So you both just said the same thing, but in different examples.
No, I'm a spontaneous person. I just think you kind of have to. You have to be like, I just imagine you like, what the fuck?
Now we're gonna have nightmares of Queer doing.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so no cosplayers.
oh shit.
No lightsaber. No. So
No lightsaber.
that's like so if a guy
I feel like
She wants a lightsaber.
if a guy has a
dildo.
collection of lightsabers, is that okay?
yeah, no. I have like my own little.
Oh no, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
If you
that's
own the
dope.
lightsabers?
I have my own toys. I have my own like not like that.
Oh shit. Trust
Not
me.
like that.
Wait,
Trust me.
I like that. Yeah.
kind of like that, but not like that. Like I have toys, but I mean like toys, like nerdy toys. I have those too.
Like Funko Pops and all that.
I do. I'm like
You
a-
should see her fucking room.
I have like me and the kids. You know, it's a nice little thing for me and the kids to have a hobby. So like my kids
Yeah.
like Funkos, but yeah, we're really nerdy out. Like we're just into everything. Like my daughter's into Harry Potter, and we're just like always Harry Pottering, like nerding it out and stuff. And then I like Marvel, and she's into it, and we just talk about it. And I just think that if somebody's able to kind of be just as nerdy as us and like have their own likes and hobbies and stuff like that, I think it's really cool. You know what I mean?
Keeps you young.
What's
too.
in your head, Queer
I'm
Rich?
still
What's in your
thinking of
head?
cosplay.
I'm just thinking about Chewbacca now. I'm just like, bro, like that's not gonna be it.
I'm not gonna look at it the same
Yeah.
way.
I'm all see, and we watch Star Wars in our family too. Now every time I fucking see Chewbacca, I'm gonna start cracking up.
Hey, if your girl did that in bed,
What? The Chewbacca?
yes.
What would you do? Like, and it was like for reals, but she was giving you some fucking good ass pussy, but she did that. What
She's
would
like,
you
I'm about
do?
to come.
And she's like,
I'd probably be, I'd probably be like, quite honestly, I'd probably find that very amusing and probably like,
He was all in the motion.
he's like, this is happening.
He's like, we on the same level.
I'm your Lord Sith.
He's probably like,
at that point, no guy, like guys will tell you like, that was a complete turn off. I'll probably roll over and like go to bed. No, listen, you're gonna continue.
yeah, your ass is gonna be like,
I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. You start doing that stuff, I'll be like, okay, let's deal with it. Let's just get my shit on.
yeah.
Like, can we do Street Fighter next?
You're gonna be like,
Hadouken.
you're gonna be that guy that's like, yeah, girl, like you about to feel this lightsaber now, like you know.
No.
I'm just dead because she said
Hadouken.
Anyway, so
Oh,
you
man.
you like nerdy guys, but not too nerdy.
I don't think you can ever be like too nerdy.
It's just certain types of nerdy.
I just
No cosplay, definitely.
there's levels.
100%. No, zero.
No, I'm not saying that.
This
Like,
is for anybody else watching. I mean, like,
no, like I don't think. No, I think I'm not like dead on. Like, oh, you cosplay? Like, it's.
somebody's gonna book a Star Wars wedding with you guys.
Dude, oh my god, I think that would be so sick.
We have all the stuff.
Yeah, we definitely do. I would.
She
be-
said we have all
I
this.
would, like I already have ideas now. Like my thing is like I'm like, dude, people are gonna be wearing like having lightsabers and just. Psh.
I've done a wedding like that. It was
It's
pretty
really cool.
That's dope.
So nerdy guys, but not too nerdy. No cosplay. Or, I mean, okay. You can't be too nerdy, I guess.
She loves family. I'm gonna help her out. She loves family-oriented guys. It has to be. That's like a requirement.
It is, yeah.
And they have to be down to really kick it with our family. like I hope you can keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when does this guy meet that family? I think sometimes like that's the scariest part, right? Like introducing the new guy to friends and family.
What's happening?
I don't know. But I'm feeling some sort of sabotage going on. Like, there's probably a story.
Can I tell the story?
Yeah, there we go. I'm like, there it is.
She's gonna tell a story, but then I'm gonna just tell you right now, like, I don't ever introduce anybody to my family. Like, my family, like, okay, obviously they met the father of my children, but that was because I was pregnant, so they didn't meet my baby daddy until I was like
giving birth.
Okay.
Oh,
So
wow.
I don't, and it's just because my family's so important to me that I just.
She's trying to fucking help herself out. Let me just tell the fucking story.
Oh my God, whatever.
Okay, so we had a family kickback barbecue, whatever. It was one of my, was it Ari's birthday?
I hope this person doesn't ever listen to this
He
story.
won't. Well, maybe. Find us on Be Uplifted. No.
Right.
Link
in bio.
So we had a kickback, and we were just barbecuing. That's our thing. Our family's thing is barbecuing and drinking. Oh shit, Hadouken. Fuck, hold on. Okay, so barbecue, whatever. And then a lot of my cousins and stuff and family were like, Rachelle, if this guy really likes you, then he'll pull through. And she's like, fuck, that's guilt trip. You know what I'm saying? He's like,
She's never met anybody.
Yeah, never met anybody. So then she was like, fine. Hits him up, and he's like, he was head over heels for her. Like, head over heels for her. He fucking ends up showing up, and some of our cousins, okay, let's be real. Some of our cousins, they used to gangbang back in the days, whatever. So when they asked him, like, oh, hey, what's up? Like, where you from? Like, where you from? And he was like, Escondido. And they're like, no, for real, like, where you from? He's like, Escondido. They're like, what? And he's like, yeah. And he lives up north, right? That's obviously Escondido's north from us. He never went past fucking Mission Valley. So he doesn't know anything. But it was funny because the way that they were like interrogating him, he was just like this little fucking puppy and just sitting there. And my uncle, her cousins, when they get drunk, they do some like some dirty shit to each other.
It's
like,
just funny.
It's just funny shit, right? So when it was happening, he was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, and at that point, I think we knew he couldn't hang. And he was just like, oh my God, I love your family. She's like, no, you failed. You fucking failed. But now it's like a joke. So every time that we all hang out, they're like, hey, so where's so-and-so? And we're just like, yeah, I'm from Escondido.
So you need someone that has thick skin.
So that guy could have never made it?
No.
Like, he was, like, you could tell he was, like, he liked me, and it was, like, he was just like, oh, okay, like, I want to see where this goes. But it's, like, he doesn't have the thick skin. Like, he couldn't handle, like, my family. And it's, like, our family likes to joke, and it's, like,
that's
dirty,
how we show love.
Yeah, it was dirty jokes, or we'd be joking on you, or we'd be, like, bombing on you, and we'd be just, and it's just fun, and we just all take it
Talk
in.
shit, yeah.
We just laugh and whatever, and we drink, and people get rowdy, and it's not like we're like over and beyond, but it's
it's more than just where are you from.
Yeah,
that he wasn't comfortable with. It was everything
the
else.
whole time.
Because I'll be honest, like if I went to a party and somebody like, hey, where you from? I'll be like, National City, just because I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, they like kind of like eased into it. They're just like, we're just messing with you, dude. Like, blah, blah, blah. And he was just like, oh, okay. And then it went to the point where it was just like the whole time he was just uncomfortable. Like, he was kind of like.
So he made it awkward
Yeah.
himself.
And he didn't want to talk to anybody. He just sat in the chair. And I just kind of felt like, we can't be doing that. Like, my family's not like that. And it's not because I'm like, oh, and they're okay with it because they're just like, oh, he's just shy. But in my head, I'm like, no,
You're already seeing the big picture.
Yeah, I'm like, you need to keep up on your own. If you can't deal with my family, what makes you think that you can't even meet the father of my children?
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's kind of tricky though. Like, I still think that's like such a setup.
Why?
Because like, okay, I might be outgoing and everything, but I know that if I'm meeting your family for the first time, and they already get me in that, like, I'm getting those vibes, no matter how much street savvy I am, I will never push a limit because I don't know where their limits are.
But I think she's saying more like being able to take it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Not
like take
push it.
Yeah.
Like if they're talking shit, you should laugh or something like that.
No, but he was like he, after that and everything was cool and he was joking around, they were just like, hey, like, hey, try this, like this and that. And they were
still welcoming.
They were trying to welcome in and they were trying to be like very involved. And they would try to stand next to him and he just was like.
Oh, so yeah, that's not cool. Like,
Yeah.
Like, okay, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, but if you're not able to take that and then you don't, or you twist it to see, like, we'll read it, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't twist it to make it like a joke, like, ha, whatever, like, okay, like, let's fucking keep going, let's have a drink or something, like, then you can already just tell.
Yeah.
So if you guys ever invite me to any of your family gatherings, I'm gonna introduce myself as Rich from Escondido.
Do it.
Oh, dude, they'll
love
love
it.
you.
yeah, immediately they'll be like, oh,
They'll
that's
already
great.
know.
Hi guys, my name is Rich from Escondido.
Yeah.
No, do your country, do your Texan
dude.
accent with it.
What's up, y'all? This is Rich from Escondido.
Yeah, there you go.
They'll freaking love it. They'll just think it's funny.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, you know.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be invited, you're gonna be invited.
We're gonna do a podcast with the cousins.
Dude, that'd be some crazy shit. We just need
Oh my God,
a
you
couple
know.
of 40s.
Oh my God. No, our family would be crazy.
All our business is about to be out there.
Oh yeah. And
All of our
my
business
God.
is about to be. Sounds like a good podcast to me. Put that in the book.
Oh my God, yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty. We have a lot of stories. Obviously, if you want to hear more, maybe we can invite Shell again.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm family oriented. That's it. I don't know what else. I just nerd. Do you have to be nerdy?
You have to be nerdy.
I have to. You have to have something going for yourself. I'm not saying like you have to be a doctor or like an officer or whatever, be in the military. But I just feel like
The military guys are horrible.
Yeah.
Fucking garbage.
But I just feel like you need a.
They're fun to play.
I
with.
want to. Yeah.
They're fun to play with.
Fucking garbage.
They are.
I hate the military.
He
a
was.
good time.
Stop it.
F you guys. Every single last one of you. I'll see you tomorrow.
But you know what I mean? Like you have to get something going for you. Like I don't want to sit here and just be like, oh yeah, hey, like I don't have nothing going for myself.
Man, I have so many
Goals.
questions when they do. When you guys say that, I have so many questions.
Like what?
Like what are the how much would you tolerate the goals?
I just want to know that you like are not just complacent.
Like how long?
Like right now, if you're like, oh, well, for me personally, I can't answer for them because everybody has different expectations. But I don't want you on your mama's couch, dependent on your mama and dependent on me. Like I want you, like even if it is just podcasting and say like a part-time job, that's your thing. That's yours. That's your baby. That's you putting in the work. And so to me, that means you have some sort of goal and direction in your life. Whereas like if you're like, oh, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't know. My mom takes care of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never scheduled a doctor's appointment for myself. Like it's like, oh, okay, you're really a loser. You know, like
I just don't want to have to. Like I already have 2 kids to take care of. I don't
That
need
part.
to take care of somebody else.
Yeah.
That
like
part.
I need a partnership. Like I need somebody that has goals and that wants to keep growing together.
Exactly.
As a couple, and then just be able to be like, hey, we're getting somewhere together. And I don't want to have to sit here and be like,
I think that's the biggest thing for a lot of
pay
women.
your own bills.
The partnership thing. Like I don't want to. It can't be like one-sided. It has to be genuinely like I feel like we're on a team together. You know, that we both play our part, kind of a thing.
And honestly, for like me, I'm a single mom. Like I'm consistently tired. Like I have, we have that business going on. I also work nights, and I'm from like 4:30 to like 1 a.m. in the morning, and then I have to wake up. And I have to take these kids to school at 6 o'clock. So I'm exhausted. So if I want to come home and you're there and freaking you're over here just doing nothing with your life and sitting on the couch and there's like dishes and like beer bottles everywhere, like why would I want to deal with that when I could just be like, hey, you can go and I can take care
Do
of
this
my own
myself.
stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like I need someone to take initiative and be there. So that's my thing.
So, what are some tips for people that are wanting or interested or currently looking to date somebody who has a kid? Like, what would be some advice?
Go ahead and give your words of wisdom because obviously this is for people to watch back and some advice based on your experiences of how to date someone with a kid.
I just feel like a lot of it has to be, you have to be considerate with their time. So if there's a single mom out there that's wanting to make time for you, then that's great because not a lot of single moms want to do that. If they don't have the time, they don't have the time. They're not going to make time for somebody that's not like, I guess,
It sounds like a lot of patience.
Patience
Yeah.
and understanding.
So if there's a single mom out there that's wanting to take time and just like, they obviously think you're special somehow and they like you somewhat, you know what I mean? They just obviously probably have barriers, but that's also because their mind is running 1,000,000 miles a minute. So you just kind of have to be patient with that, I think.
How about you, Kuya?
I guess it also kind of goes down the same road. Like, you have to just be patient, because I'll be perfectly honest. Like, like whoever I'm with is never going to be more important than my daughter and my friends until we are like engaged or like close to being married. Like, you can't fight for that spot.
Right. And you have to understand that.
That's non-negotiable. Like, if I said that I have to be somewhere because I have to be with my daughter, no matter what our plans are, those plans are canceled. My daughter always will come first before you. Now, if we are in that level where we're living together and we're like engaged and then we're headed towards marriage,
I'll consider it more, kind of thing.
no, well, then it balances out, right? It's not like if I said I'll consider it more, I sound like a dick now, right? But that's when you start making like changes and you kind of work on that balance. But if we're simply dating and we're just kind of like hanging out every weekend, it's kind of getting serious. You're not more important than my friends, and you're not more important than my daughter, and of course that goes with my family as well.
Yeah.
And we fall into that category.
Bam. Just so you know. Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, it's just that. I mean, I think a lot of times, and it's really hard when you're dating somebody that doesn't have kids.
Yeah.
They're just free balling, pretty much free balling throughout the world, and you're like, well, I have fucking responsibilities. Yeah.
That just brought a thought to me, because when I was dating before my current relationship, I was talking to someone who had a kid, and he was really involved in his daughter's life. And I told him straight up too, like, I don't know if you guys can agree if this made you feel comfortable if someone were to say this to you, was I understand that your kid comes first. So whatever happens, like, take care of that, and I'll be on the sidelines whenever you can. But don't push me to like, hey, okay, cool, you understand that, but come hang out with me, my kid. And I was not ready for that.
Yeah.
I was too scared.
Like,
I think that's respectful on your end, because you're also thinking of not just yourself. I'm knowing you were probably thinking of the kid too. Like,
Yeah.
we don't know where this is going. I'm not going to bring some
Right.
child into this,
Yeah. What are some tips you think that you would have given? Because you obviously were dating somebody who had a kid, and you had your own kid. Like,
And we had baby mama and baby daddy, like
Issues.
extreme trauma. Yeah.
So what are some tips that you would give to people?
So I think it kind of goes along with what they were saying. Patience and understanding is definitely key. And to really just take yourself out of it and understand, like what I said earlier, I think I mentioned that because I think it's really important to understand that the person that you're dating, it's not just you. It really is a package deal when it comes to everything: time, emotions, exposures to like different, like what you guys are going to do, what you're not going to do, So just being open-minded, being understanding, and being, patient, that like you said.
Yeah.
What kind of advice would you, I think should we end it after this last question?
Yeah.
Okay, so my last question for you guys is, what about on the opposite end? What is some advice that you can give for someone newly going through this? Like, they have just ended their relationship. They're kind of scared about what the future holds for them for dating, or how to navigate dating as a single parent. What kind of advice do you have to give to people that are currently new to this situation?
Okay, so for me, I feel like if you're just getting out of a relationship, I don't think dating would be the best option. I really feel like you need to take that time to self-care and heal yourself, because there's a lot of trauma and there's a lot of things that you may need to work on, either emotionally, mentally, before you just jump into it. Because
What if they are now ready?
if they're ready, I think they should try to, I would say, transparency. Learn to be transparent with somebody. Also know exactly what you're looking for, what your standards are, what you are looking in a person, and not to just jump into the first person that you see and you're just like, oh, hey, yeah, like I think I can kind of fit myself into, you know what I mean? Like, you want to make sure that the person you're going to be with or the person you want to date is going to also put in that 50-50 effort, and not you putting in 75 and he 25. Like, you want to make sure that you're going to be with somebody, or you're going to look into, you want something that's just going to be where it helps benefit you too, you know what I mean? And not just like, oh, hey, like I'm going to I'm gonna fit this change my lifestyle to fit yours because it's convenient, you know?
Basically, look for someone that compliments you and you compliment them.
Exactly.
How about you, Queer Rich?
I just think just let it happen. Like you don't have to search for it, but then when it comes time for it, everybody works on a schedule, right? You work on a schedule. There's you wake up in the morning and then you go to work, you get off work, and then even this podcast has a schedule, right? Your life has a schedule. So don't ever bow down to somebody saying that. I mean, don't ever be scared to say, hey, I'm going to date somebody, but because of my family and everything else I do, we have to date on a schedule. I think a lot of times we're kind of scared of that because we think that we're not giving ourselves to the other person. We're not making ourselves available. But for me, like, I know that if I were to date somebody right now, I would say, well, more than likely, if it's a Wednesday, I can't be there. If it's a Tuesday after 10, I'm eating steak. Certain things like that. It just, I think that you got to find your worth and you got to find your schedule. What works best for you, not how works best for the other guy. If the other guy, he has a schedule too, and if he doesn't have kids, all the better. He or she, they can adjust to your schedule.
So don't budge unless you're both.
No, I just say be, again, with schedule comes preparedness, right? So if you have 2 kids and you're gonna go out on a date, you kind of understand that. I know that I got to find a babysitter and all this stuff. And if you're prepared for that, it's a lot less stress.
Yeah.
I know that, okay, I'm ready to date. Who can watch my kids? How long can I watch my kids? Then now again comes back to like, oh, I have to be home by this time. You know what I mean? I have to,
or not. Just kidding.
And then just go from there. You'll feel it out. I think sometimes we just with everything we overthink it and then we self-destruct.
So go with the flow, guys, is what I'm hearing. Yeah. Be patient. Know your worth. I like it.
Yes.
And if you get lucky like me and Lonnie, you'll end up with your friends with benefits. No, just kidding.
Just saying. Right. All right, guys. So I think we're going to go ahead and call it a stream tonight. But thank you so much to everybody. And thank you so much, Chelle, for coming in and supporting and tuning in and all that. So we truly appreciate you. And we'll see you guys on our next episode.
1, 2, 3?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Bye.
And from the singles table.
Bye.